Ethical codes are adopted by organizations to assist members in understanding the difference between right and wrong, and in applying that understanding to their decisions. An ethical code generally implies documents at three levels: codes of business ethics, codes of conduct for employees, and codes of professional practice. Code of ethics or a code of conduct. Many companies use the phrases ethical code and code of conduct interchangeably, but it may be useful to make a distinction. A code of ethics will start by setting out the values that underpin the code and will describe a company's obligation to its stakeholders. The code is publicly available and addressed to anyone with an interest in the company's activities and the way it does business. It will include details of how the company plans to implement its values and vision, as well as guidance to staff on ethical standards and how to achieve them. However, a code of conduct is generally addressed to and intended for employees alone. It usually sets out restrictions on behavior, and will be far more compliance or rules-focused than value or principle-focused. Also, this code is good for the non-governmental organization. Code of practice. A code of practice is adopted by a profession or by a governmental or non-governmental organization to regulate that profession. A code of practice may be styled as a code of professional responsibility, which will discuss difficult issues, difficult decisions that will often need to be made, and provide a clear account of what behavior is considered ethical, or correct, or right, in the circumstances. In a membership context, failure to comply with a code of practice can result in expulsion from the professional organization. In its 2007 International Good Practice Guidance, defining and developing an effective code of conduct for organizations, the International Federation of Accountants provided the following working definition: principles, values, standards, or rules of behavior that guide the decisions, procedures and systems of an organization in a way that contributes to the welfare of its key stakeholders, and respects the rights of all constituents affected by its operations. Examples: applied ethics, media ethics, aviators model code of conduct, Bushido, Chivalry Now, Code of Conduct for the International Red Cross and Red Crescent Movement and NGOs in Disaster Relief, Code of the U.S. Fighting Force, Declaration of Geneva, Egyptian Code of Maat, 8 Precepts, Ethic of Reciprocity, 5 Precepts, Hippocratic Oath, ICC Cricket Code of Conduct, Institute of Internal Auditors, Code of Ethics, International Code of Conduct Against Ballistic Missile Proliferation, Israel Defense Forces, Code of Conduct, Judaism's Noahide Law, Journalist's Creed, Moral Code of the Builder of Communism, Patamocha, Thomas Percival, Pirate Code of the Brethren, Psychiatrist's Ethics, Madrid Declaration on Ethical Standards for Psychiatric Practice, Quran of Islam, Rule of Saint Benedict, Silver Rule, 10 Commandments, 10 Indian Commandments, 10 Precepts, 10 Precepts, Uniform Code of Military Justice, Warrior Code, Yamas and Niyama of the Hindu Scriptures.